If you haven't had a chance to watch that last video, I want you to go down. It's linked in the related video. And I want you to listen to those questions. I want you to take those and I want you to hold with them. Because what we're going to do is we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about this concept of violence, namely sanctioned violence. And I want us to examine some of the ways that that has been propagandized into our systems pretty heavily. And what I want to start off with today is, if you've already listened to those questions, the how and the why. How and why have we allowed violent solutions to permeate our culture and normalize it in such a way that we don't even see it as violence anymore? Remember back in the post 9/11 era, so like late 2001, early 2002, there's this big push. There's like the Patriot Act, and there was a lot of other things that were going on that were being pushed through that allowed things like the TSA, it allowed advanced surveillance, it allowed crackdowns on certain kinds of immigration, yada, yada, yada. And what I want you to think about is how that stuff got pushed through, what was being sold to us, right? It was all over the TV. It was in every single one of our movies for like the whole decade afterwards. This whole concept of the secret cell of evil bad guys who are lurking under the surface, looking like regular old people, ready to just come out and explode in our faces. A recent post-era analysis and movies and stuff like that has kind of delved into that. Now every movie that we watch is about government entities trying to manufacture some kind of issue. Think like 0 Day, where you're trying to manufacture an issue in order to push through some kind of advanced surveillance or some kind of advanced control over populaces. And there's a lot of truth to that, but we try to pretend like it's new, but it's not. It's a thing that's been going on from the very beginning of time. Everyone in power needs to do violence in order to keep people in check. And the easiest way to do that is to get the mandate from the people. And what you do is you start small. You start reasonable. You make it seem like you're trying to do the right thing. You pick out the people who are the most agreeably punishable. Thieves, your murderers, your rapists. Then you start to expand out that group a little bit more and a little bit more, make them out to be worse than they actually are, and that justifies doing harsher and harsher and harsher things. But the goal is to continue to show these people as unsolvable, unfixable, because they will not respond to your punishment, and so they are no longer capable of being reformed, and thus you are able to then do the worst of the worst to them. You're able to kill them, you're able to incarcerate them. We still have these violent tendencies underpinning every single one of our actions. And it's stuff as small as, you see like an ultra bratty kid and you're like, that kid needs a spanking. Or something as large as you see a pedophile or a murderer and you're like, well, that person needs to be castrated and murdered themselves. And the question you need to ask yourself is, by doing violence to people who do violence, are you stopping the cycle? Because the way it's turned out in our society is that we have decided that there are certain groups that deserve our violence. How are we allowing violence to be done on our behalf? And why do we allow that to happen? What do we hope to get out of it? And at the end of the day, the real sanction for violence is the friends we made along the way.